Ahoy folks, and welcome back to Broadside Game with me, Zug. So it is Monday, the Arbites class is now out, so let's take a look at some day one builds that you can basically throw on and get straight into the action. So I've tested out a few of the weapons. I'm not max level yet, obviously, because the game's been out for like 4 hours, and not even I'm that good. But I've been really enjoying this combo. The Shock Maul and the Exterminator Shotgun. They're very, very fun. Very satisfying to use. So, the Shock Maul. We're using mobility as our dump because that's what I always use. Everything else is at 80, as you can see. Penetration, lol. Finesse, crowd control, and damage at 80. Mobility, 60. For our perks, we're going with Flak and Carapace. This is going to give us the most wide-ranging damage increase across the board. Flak being the most prevalent armor type of the game, and Carapace is going to let us deal with Crushers and Mortars. As for the blessings, Execution, which is going to give us bonus damage versus staggered, and High Voltage is going to give us damage versus electrocuted. If you didn't know already, the Shock Maul basically electrocutes everything it touches, and you are a massive stagger machine. So this is going to give us massive amounts of damage permanently. Well, as long as we're swinging the mace. As for the shotgun, again, mobility is our dump, ammo, stopping power, stability, and damage are at 80. I don't give a crap about mobility. I really don't. As for our perks, Maniac and Unyielding. Maniacs, because we want to get rid of those specials super quick. And Unyielding, this is going to help us chunk off that boss damage when we can't get close to it. As for the blessings, I'm looking at Execution, which is 20% damage bonus versus staggered enemies, and Full Bore. You can always change out Execution for something like Death Spitter or Fire Frenzy if you want to. They work just as well. Now for the Curios, I'm thinking full toughness across the board. So all of them are main toughness, and then we have a few little changes down here. On the first one, it's toughness, damage resistance, gunners, and toughness regeneration speed. If you want to, you can just get rid of the regeneration speed for either more health, or you can get rid of it for stamina regen. Stamina regen is always useful, especially when you're playing a block build. Next up is toughness, health, and damage resistance gunners. Gunners are still just as dangerous as they've always been. And this one I've just noticed is wrong because you can't have double toughness. There we go. And the last one is just an exact clone. So on this first one, as I said, you can get rid of the regeneration speed if you want to because there is a lot in the tree. So if you want to, you can change that out to stamina regeneration, which I do think is worth it. Or just to flat health, more defense. Then we've got the tree. We're going to start off with Withering Fire, 15% range damage for 5 seconds after reloading. You will be reloading a lot. If you are using any of the Arbites only weapons, you will be reloading a lot. Next up, we've got Up Close, which is replenishes 5% toughness on close kill. You're going to be close to everything. Force of Will replenishes 10% toughness on staggering melee attack, which is all of them. Man and Cyber Mastiff replenishes 5% toughness per second within 8 meters of your Cyber Mastiff. This is always good. Walk It Off, spending 1 stamina, replenishes 15% toughness over 3 seconds. Stamina generation. And then into Voltic Shock Mine. I've tried all 3 of these. I quite like the Voltic Shock Mine. It's very good. It's a bit clumsy to use, but it's very effective. Next up, we've got Arbitrator Armor for 25% toughness, down into Concussive, melee weak spot hits, make the enemy count as staggered for 4 seconds. Suppression Protocol, hitting 3 or more enemies with an attack, grants you 20% toughness damage reduction for 5 seconds. Suppression Force, stagger an enemy, makes them deal 20% less damage. Ammo Belt, because ammo. Imposing Force, gain plus 25% damage resistance for 5 seconds or after elite or special kill. Part of the squad, your Cyber Mastiff counts towards unit coherency. In addition, you and your allies in cohesion gain an additional 7.5% toughness damage reduction. Plasteel for more toughness. Into Unleashed Brutality, your Cyber Mastiff prioritizes elites and specialist enemies and deals plus 25% damage to them. I do think it's better over Go Get Them, and we will never consider Lone Wolf because I've got a goddamn puppy and I want it. And then into Cleave Boost for more cleaving. Down into Castigator Stance. Enter the Castigator Stance for 10 seconds, during which you have 15% movement speed, 80% reduced damage taken, and a 100% reduced movement speed penalty from actions, but you can't sprint. But you don't need to. Then Writ of Execution. During Castigator's stance, each elite or specialist enemy kill grants 5% damage lasting 10 seconds, stacks up to 10 times. Bloodlust. During Castigator's stance, your Cyber Mastiff has plus 75% damage. It does a lot of damage, the Mastiff. And Blessed Armaments. During Castigator's stance, ranged kills replenish up to 10% of the total ammo in your clip from your reserve. Rounds up. And 1.5 second cooldown. And then we've got Arbitrator's Relevatorum. Right. Just making up words now. 15% damage for 5 seconds on successful dodge. Justified Measures, plus 3% damage on successful attack. 5 max stacks, last 5 seconds. Hold the line. Staggering an enemy grants 1 stack of plus 3% damage resistance on the next melee hit taken. Stacking 5 times. Staggering non-human sized enemies grants 5 stacks. And then target the weak. Enemies staggered by your melee attacks take 15% more damage for 5 seconds. And then down into the main tree. Zealous Dedication, 2% critical chance on kill, stacking 8 times, lasts 10 seconds. Into Execution Order, periodically mark elite specials and bosses for Mercy Sanction. Killing a marked enemy replenishes 15% toughness. Your Cyber Mastiff gains 150% Cyber Mastiff damage. For 8 seconds after attacking a marked enemy, you gain 15% damage and 10% attack speed for 8 seconds after killing a marked enemy. I still love how it's said that it doesn't just gain damage, it gains Cyber Mastiff damage. So yeah, watch out. Malakator, 50% cooldown reduction for 8 seconds after marked kill. Keeping Protocol, killing and marked enemy gains 1% damage versus monstrosities and 1% damage for resistance versus monstrosities. 30 max stacks, lasts until the end of the mission. And then, last but not least, Not Far Behind, gain 10% movement speed and 10% range for 5 seconds after a pounce. This is a pretty strong build. I'm using about half of it at the moment, and it works very, very well. So here you go, folks. Here is a day one build ready and waiting for you. And I hope you like it, and if you do, please do like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. It really does help us out, and I shall see you all for the live stream, which is going to be happening in about 45 minutes. So until then, take it easy, and I shall see you in a bit.